just testing. I was here a little bit early, but right now we're talking about the last. So imagine I did with Johnny Five, and then we did a little one about I think on Instagram. I was talking about the Green Ranger because I'm like one of the only people that never liked the Green Ranger when he showed up on the Power Rangers. I'm like, if you don't get this nigga, get him out of here with that ponytail. I got one, but that ponytail and that smug face, I didn't like him. I did not like him. Um, I was actually just watching RoboCop. I ain't finished it. I was watching the first half of RoboCop because that's one of the So Imagines I'm gonna do. They Live So Imagine dropping this Sunday. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes on They Live. Also, keep in mind we got I don't know what they call them, super chats or whatever. We got you could donate. You know what I'm saying? If y'all like what I do, send me a little bit of money here, whatever like that. Watch the video, especially the long form videos. I make money off of that. So, if you want to support, those are ways to support without being like, I got to go buy a bunch of merch. But the merch link should be, you can go get some merch too. That being said, yeah, I was watching RoboCop earlier, right? Because since I've been off Master of Magnetism, what up, homie? Jason had the best Zord, the Godzilla Zord. On God? On God? I wasn't really rocking with Tommy when he showed up, yo. I know people love Tommy, and rest in peace to Jason David Frank, because he's a legend. You know what I mean? He made it work too. He was like, yo, I'm gonna ride this. I'm gonna ride this White Ranger, Green Ranger shit till the wheels fall off. So much respect to him, and his family and all that. But when he showed up on that show, I remember I'm like, why we need him? We got Jason. I don't need why we need him, yo. And he was doing that same kick. I was like, get him out of here, bro. He whooped the Power Rangers ass though. he jumped up in that Zord like it was a setup. Like, oh, you ain't think I can come in here? Yeah, yeah. What's up? What's up? He came. What's up? What's up? They ain't know what to do. Mind you, it's five of them and one of him in a closed space, and they got beat up and thrown out. That's crazy. Yo, if it's five of us and you come into the Megazord, we jumping you. They supposed to jump him and throw his ass out. That should have ended first episode of this. If the Power Rangers are all black and Latino and shit and from the hood, he'd have got beat. I'm telling you, he'd have came in that Zord. He'd have got packed out and thrown out the zoo and thrown out the Zord. Like, you get out of here with that shit. But anyway, yeah, when he showed up, he was mad smug. I don't know how we got on this rant. But yeah, I was watching RoboCop, right? Because that's one of the So Imagines I've been wanting to do. Like, this weekend we doing They Live, which was mad fun to do because I love that movie. It's a great movie. And I started watching RoboCop. I'm gonna watch Demolition Man soon. Like, I have this week off because it's spring break for schools, and I work in a school, so I'm trying to watch a movie a day and just write the script. It doesn't mean whatever, because I do scripts for these. I don't just freestyle it. But with that being said, RoboCop is crazy, yo. I'm only 40 minutes in, and I've seen it before, but watching it again, that shit was just, yo, they just shot dude's whole body up. Bow, 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 bow. Shot his arm off. He ain't had no arm. I'm like, why they was, and then they had the token black thug that looked like he was a member of the Black Panther Party. And it was that movie was funny, yo. That movie was funny. RoboCop is gonna be a fun one to do because the dude was just walking with it like he about to do the robot at all times. But anyway, RoboCop is one that I'm working on. Back to Johnny Five. All right, not back to Johnny Five because we didn't get to Johnny Five yet. We're talking about RoboCop versus Johnny Five because Johnny Five was like supposed to be RoboCop. Like, that's what they made Johnny Five for. But then he turned into ET. Like, they made him to be RoboCop, but he was not RoboCop. He was ET. On God. But I will say, Knox, imagine the last thing you hear is a damn laugh. That's a fact. I'll buy that for $1. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. Johnny Five was a freaky ass robot. I said this on my Instagram live. Johnny Five was a freaky ass robot. Yo, he came in the crib with the bush, like the skies. And Shorty was in the tub and he was looking at her titties, bro. Andre M. Smith, drop it in the chat. Drop the suggestion. He's looking at her breast, yo. He didn't know what they was, but he was like, yo, I like those. What's that? What's that on your chest? Your man Johnny Five was a freak. Freaky ass Johnny Five. Your man, he was dancing with her too. He had his arms underneath her and whatever like that. She was feeling Johnny Five. Johnny Five could have became a human. She'd have hit that. I dare you to do Mimic 19. I remember, is Mimic, wait, what was Mimic? I'm trying to see, what was Mimic? Oh, I'm thinking Species, not Mimic. Species, my older brother took me and my niece who's a year older than me to see it in the movies. We was not supposed to be in that movie watching that movie. Cause they was getting freaky in that movie. Species, when she was like some alien, but she would like sleep with men and then kill them. Like she rode the dude in the bathroom stall and then cut him in half. It was crazy. I dare you to do Mimic 1997 or Sleepwalker. Sleepers 19. Sleepers is what, when they got the lion faces? Andre, what's Mimic is, so which one? Mimic is giant bugs or Sleepers is giant bugs? I thought Sleepers was the one. I'm thinking Sleepwalkers. Nah, Short Circuit 2 was the best. First is trash. Nah, I like Short Circuit 1. Short Circuit 2 is actually worse because it's focused on the Fendian, the fake Indian dude, the dude that had the brown makeup on. That's the one that's most memorable though, because that's when Johnny Five got jumped. They beat Johnny Five the fuck up. They beat Johnny Five ass. They beat on a robot. They beat a robot up. Peoples. Like, that's what you get for messing with us. I like that you didn't let Fisher Stevens in. No, I'm not letting him off the hook. Somebody put a comment on that video trying to let him off the hook. Like, well, actually, he studied in India. I'm like, first of all, ain't nowhere in my research did he go to India for that goddamn role. And I don't give a damn if he went to India. He should have brought back a real Indian to play the role. Get out of here, man. I ain't letting him rock for that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go crazier when I do part 2. Natasha Henstridge and Species, yeah, she was fire in that movie. I just remember she was being freaky. She was freaky in that movie. Mike Guyver. Master of Magnetism. Do Beastmaster. What's Beastmaster? Who's in that? Who in Beastmaster, Master of Magnetism? Sleepers is a drama with kids getting revenge on their ops for being Diddy. Oh wow, okay. That might be. Mimic is a giant roach. Oh, I do remember Mimic. That silly ass movie. Big ass roach. Short Circuit 2 is where Johnny's personality shine. He was shining in the first one when he was singing More Than a Woman. Yo, you can't say that. Johnny Five pulled up, bagged the chick off rip. He bagged her off rip. He learned language and stuff. He was kicking game. If he was a human, she wouldn't have been messing with his creator. She'd have been messing with Johnny Five. Johnny Five had game, yo, in the first movie. He pulled up. My man Johnny Five was dancing, learning stuff. Cooking. He cooked breakfast. He's like, yeah, I got some breakfast for you, baby. I got some breakfast for you. And it looked like he wasn't going to get the breakfast together, but he figured that breakfast out. Because he showed up with the flapjacks and the eggs. Man, come on. Don't play my man Johnny Five like that. Johnny Five was smooth. He rolled up on Shorty like, hey, I want to be able to see the merch. He rolled up on Shorty. Deep Rising 2, 1998. White folks on the cruise getting chased and torn up by not tongue monsters. Hold on. Deep Rising? I'm writing that down. You just won the chat. Deep Rising? Tongue monsters? That sounds hilarious. I should do Anaconda. I want to do Anaconda just so I can make a joke about Ice Cube being in the wrong movie. He's like, I'm supposed to be in Los Angeles somewhere on the stoop, on the porch. Now that sounds interesting. Johnny joined the gang until I do remember that. Beastmaster had the ferrets, Kodos, and Podos, and Surfer Dude, Timo, Conan, the Barbarian. You know what I actually want to do? John Amos was in Beastmaster. What I want to do is Never End the Story. Never End the Story. That's what I want to do. On God. Never End the Story, bro. Never End the Story. My mother took me to see the sequel to Never End the Story in the movies. Deep Blue Sea. Is that the one with LL Cool J? Anaconda is gonna be great with John Voight creepy. Yo, I'm doing Pumpkin. I gotta do Anaconda. Pause. I gotta do Anaconda. I gotta do Anaconda, bro. Cause what was Ice Cube doing in that movie? With the same face from Boys in the Hood.
He only got one face.
Man, he needed a different face. He's like, they thought they killed me, but then I got recruited by the government to go on this trip. John Voight. That was another childhood favorite. Never Ending Story. They had that song. That song was bumping. They sang it in Stranger Things. Samuel L. Jackson's famous shark death scene. Wait, hold on. What happened to Samuel L. Jackson in Deep Blue Sea? It was two black people in that movie, him and LL Cool J. Because I remember LL Cool J being in that movie. I might start doing lives on Sundays again, too, for y'all. Right after the Instagram. Yeah. Los Locos kick your ass. Los Locos kick your face. Los Locos kick your balls. And what's that from? If that's from Anaconda, I ain't see that shit in a long time. He only got one. He do only got one face, yo. Appreciate you, Christopher Dockett. Long Kiss Goodnight. That might be a good one. That's the one with the chick that had mad gum. What's the name of the chick from Long Kiss Goodnight that had mad gum? The chick from Long Kiss Goodnight that had mad gum.
Oh, Gina Davis.
Yeah, Gina Davis. She was popular. She was hot back in the 90s with all of them gums, mad gums. She had the. Did she kind of have the what's her name?
What?
The black. Oh, I can't remember her name right now. The black woman from Scandal, Kerry Washington. Kerry Washington got mad gums too. Her and Gina Davis got the gum to teeth ratio all messed up. You got to do Silverhawks or Dark Waters. I've been thinking about Dark Waters. I do want to do that. I used to watch that cartoon. I remember that I was watching that cartoon and the dude called a woman a wench. I'm like, you called a woman a wench on cartoons? On daytime television? I'm like, I'm sure that's not a good. Short Circuit 2, Gang Los Locos. I'm gonna watch Short Circuit 2 for sure. That line you read was from Short Circuit 2. Okay. I used to watch Short Circuit 2 every day, and I don't remember it. Like, when I was a kid, I used to watch it a lot because it was always on, but I don't remember every detail of it. I just remember that they had the fake Indian. Wait, hold on. Betty White was in Lake Placid? I gotta watch that. Dreamcatcher was fire. I remember that movie. I watched that a lot. That's with the aliens, right? Hiding in the bodies. Dreamcatcher 2003. Illegal aliens come to Earth, give white people powers, and trying to take over like Cash Money for the 900 2000. And the aliens be looking wild. No. I remember Dreamcatcher, actually. Dreamcatcher is a movie I watched a lot when I was younger, too. I ain't seen Dreamcatcher in a while. Lake Placid with the gator. Bro, the Transformers movies from the 80s had 2 cuss words. Yo, I did the See, here's what y'all gotta do. Y'all gotta go to my page and go to my playlist. My long form So Imagine playlist has a lot of films that you probably didn't know I did. I did Gremlins. I did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the special from back in the day. I did The Last Dragon, and I did the Transformers, the movie from the 80s. So those are, and I did Gremlins. So those are the ones that I did. I did Gremlins. I did a movie called Monkey Shines. So if y'all go through the playlist, y'all will find all of the ones I did before. No, I'm not doing Hellraiser. So here's the thing. Because of the way YouTube is set up, I'd be a little nervous to do some of those movies that have extreme gore and violence in them, because I could see them not wanting to monetize my video. So I would have to do so much stuff to like not show the gore or the violence. So I don't know. Last Dragon was that was a fun one to do as the first one. Killer Clowns from Outer Space I would do. I'm gonna write that down. Stupid ass movie. It was a stupid movie, but I would do it. Cause I used to watch it a lot as a kid. I want to do the first Leprechaun. Or should I do Leprechaun in the Hood?
Yeah, the smaller bag. What's the price?
I'm just writing that down, y'all.
Later.
What about Leprechaun in the Hood? What if I did Leprechaun in the Hood? I hate clowns because of Killer Clown. I used to watch that movie all the time. Somebody said Escape from NY be a good one. Yeah, I have that on my list. Escape from NY is on my list for sure. That's when Isaac Hayes was the Duke. That's a silly ass movie. It'd be fun to do because it's kind of like Warriors. The Warriors is probably the best one I think I've done. I like Roadhouse a lot too, but well, actually, They Live might be They Live is a really fun one. Cause your man Roddy Piper just came from WrestleMania 3. Will you cover Independence Day? I'm not against Independence Day. I'll write that down. I mean, I just got a list of a lot of movies. Deep Rising. That sounds the most fun. I look at Independence Day. Yo, let me tell y'all a story about Independence Day, bro. I went to see Independence Day in the movies with my family, and we went late. And my mother was like, "You sure you want to go?" I said, "Yeah." And she bought me a ticket. I think I was like 13 or something like that. I fell asleep in that motherfucking movie. Whoo, I was knocked the fuck out. Mommy was mad. She's like, "I bought you this goddamn ticket and you slept through the movie." I'm like, it was boring. I remember the first time I saw Independence. And then when I got up, everybody the family was like, "Yo, it was trash. This movie was garbage." The only thing I remember, I woke up when Will Smith punched the alien in the face. That must have been. I woke up and Will Smith punched the alien in the face. Silly ass movie. True.
That's what I call a close encounter.
That's what he said after he punched him in the face.
Yes.
Will Smith was the best part of that movie, wasn't he? Wasn't he? I know he had to be.
Actually, I think it was. Well, it was Vivica Fox was in that. Vivica Fox in her prime.
Yeah, Vivica Fox in the prom was fine as hell. She was fine. Escape from NY would be a good. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. I hate clowns because of Killer Clowns, Surf Ninjas, or Three Ninjas. Three Ninjas might be good. Mac and Me. What's that about? Leprechaun in the Hood would be funny. Tales from the Hood. That's a classic. Not the Gate. You talk about that silly ass movie with the kids. It's like a horror movie, but it ain't really I don't know how to explain it. When the kid had the eyeballs in his hands. I remember that movie. They opened up the gate.
Game was trash. It was the first movie I seen at the Victoria 5 on 125th.
Y'all probably can't hear my brother, but he said the gate was trash. It was the first movie he saw at the Victoria on 125th. He old. I think I'm old, but he extra old. Well, the kids at the school be like, "Yo," when I tell them my age, they be like, "Damn." So if I'm old, he old. Old. You know what I mean? Not Tommy Lee Jones. Man said Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones was killing them in the 90s with the old face. Y'all remember Troll from the 80s? That horror movie?
What I hear you just say?
On the Troll.
What you just say?
I said the kids call me old, but you old. The original Karate Kid is a good one. Don't be standing in my doorway like you some fucking cowboy western. You about to shoot me? It's the truth. They say I'm old, so you old.
Why are we talking about what they say? They not even here.
I'm just saying. They might be in the chat. I don't know. Yes, I remember Troll. Do you remember Pumpkinhead? That I do not remember. Yep, didn't watch it like I watched Troll though. How about Virtuosity? What's Virtuosity?
That's a shit with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I remember the movie with Denzel Washington when he was the criminal got out of jail and he wanted to make he put him in jail and the criminal wanted to make him pay. Ricochet, that was fire.
John Lithgow and Ice-T.
John Lithgow, yeah. Ricochet was fire. I like Ricochet because I was a kid and it had that freaky scene when he made the woman ride Denzel.
In the empty pool.
No.
Hide up.
Yeah, got him high up. Yeah,
Shot him up
with heroin and let her do that to him, and then he put the video out.
Freaky boy.
He was a freaky boy. Yes, I remember Troll. Do you remember Pumpkinhead? Where we at? What about Virtuosity? Also, if y'all can, show some love. You know what I mean? I'm a movie buff. 36 years of collecting. I'm almost at 10,000 films. I see you got mad films, bro. How about heavy metal? My brother used to have the heavy metal magazines, and I used to sneak in his room and get them and look at them because they had some freaky stuff in there. Actually, I should say that here. I shouldn't say that here. Hey, my brother had the freaky metal, not the heavy metal magazines.
I still got the movie
Yeah.
on VHS.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm joking, y'all. I just made that up. The Hunted with Tommy Lee Jones. The Fugitive with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. I remember that. Training Day. I don't know if I would do that. The special effects Virtuosity didn't hold up today. But what's Virtuosity about? Ricochet was wild.
Virtuosity
Raging
was,
Home.
Denzel Washington was a cop, and it was this training program they used for police. The SID
Oh, he got
6.7
caught.
Police SID 6.7 serial kill program,
Mhm.
and it was just designed to test police
Mhm.
to problem solving.
And then he ended up having to deal with a
And
real serial killer.
Somehow there was something that they developed where they could make a real life
This is my off-screen
Hologram.
co-host, y'all.
hologram. I'm off camera guy.
Off-camera guy. This off-camera guy. A hologram and a hologram
Like
became
like
real?
a real life, like, I don't know if fuck it was a hologram or whatever, but it was this jewel that they would put in the thing, and it would make a body for him. And
Shit was wild.
but the
Raging Home.
program went haywire when it got out and it started running around killing people, and then they couldn't catch it.
It was Russell Crowe?
Yeah, they couldn't catch it, couldn't find it, because the only cop that had ever beaten the 6.7
Was
program
Denzel Washington. So they
he
had
was
to
in
get-
jail because he went on some mission and it got haywire, and he got his arm blown off in this explosion, but he saved the woman. But then, like, he was so in shock from getting, being in an explosion and losing his arm, that he shot everybody in the room, including the woman who he was there to save. And so they threw him in prison. But then they had to let him out because he's the only motherfucker that was able to catch 6.7.
That sounds fun. I might have to add that.
6.7 had this thing where if he lost a limb,
Wait, hold on. Don't tell me too much.
Oh,
Because I want to.
now you want to watch it?
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
Did you see the Wraith with Charlie Sheen? I don't want to see nothing with Charlie Sheen in it. Freaky Metal Magazine. Freaky Metal Magazine is hilarious. I think they were talking about the animated movie. I know exactly what they were talking about, but that was based on the magazine. You know what was decent but flop? John Carter. Not the one. You talking about the one in the movies not too long ago when he was there. Harlem Nights. People keep saying Harlem Nights, but it's already funny. What I'm going to add to it? My aunt introduced me to heavy metal at 13 after drawing The Living Tribunal. That's crazy. She introduced you to the movie or the magazines? You got to do the movie Problem Child. Why do I remember that movie? I want to do The Good Son. Is it The Good Son? What was the movie with I should have been Harry. I would have been Harry Potter if it came out in the 90s. And Macaulay Culkin. And Macaulay Culkin was the evil. He was like his cousin or something, but he was evil. That The Good Son?
The Good Son or The Good Brother, The Good Son.
I think it's a good son. I want to
Good
watch.
Son.
Yeah, it was Macaulay Culkin was the evil ass kid.
Yeah, he was terrible. He was like, yo, I gotta get away from this wholesome kid business.
Yeah, so he became a child serial killer basically. That's what he was.
He was terrible.
That would be a good one to do. Problem Child, I never seen. I know what it is though. What's Problem Child about? It's about some kid that was just bad.
It was a sitcom. It was a comedy with John Ritter, and they got this kid, and he was terrible.
Oh, okay. My aunt introduced me to heavy metal at the blah blah boom. Problem Child would be gold. Okay. He talking about Gem and the Hollow? No. He's not talking about Gem and the Hologram. Ooh, Gem. Gem is adventure. Ooh. Passion and theater. Passion and pain. Gem. Gem had the dopest theme song of all time. I'm going to say that. And I grew up in the 90s where we had fire theme songs for cartoons. But Gem? That shit hit. Ooh, Gem. Ooh, you gotta say the oohs. Problem Child with John Ritter and the kid he adopted that just got into mischief. Gilbert Godfrey was the principal. Okay, I gotta look up Problem Child now. The Good Son with Frodo Baggins and Kevin. That's hilarious to me. He said the Good Son with Frodo Baggins and Kevin.
Did you see
That's
Death by
funny.
Temptation?
Nah. Redhead Jr. and Problem Child acting like Chucky. I want to do Chucky though. I should do, if I do the first Chucky, would y'all watch that? I gotta do the first Chucky. I would do the first Chucky.
I'm
Problem.
disappointed in Redman and the producers. Of that.
Yeah, how does he die? It's stupid.
Redman's not supposed to die the same way Busta Rhymes.
Buster, yo, y'all remember when Buster Rhymes fought Michael Myers
Busta
and
Rhymes.
he beat Michael Myers' ass. He's
Rhymes
like, I don't
fucked
give.
Michael Myers
He's
up.
like, I don't give a damn about none of that killing shit you talk about, boy. I don't give a damn about none of that, boy. He kicked him right out the window. He said, I don't care about none of that. I got these and these feats. I want to do a voiceover of just that scene. I don't give about none of that killing, boy. Problem Child was literally a demon. DuckTales is a hit too. It was. Yeah, but Gem is different, bro. Surf Ninjas was young redhead Rob Schneider and Leslie Nielsen as yeah, I know what Surf Ninjas is. I didn't want to see that movie. That was one of the movies that would come on, they had the commercials for, and I wasn't like, Ma, let's go see that. And my mother used to be like, we ain't seeing none of that shit you're talking about. Gem was fire. You got to do the Shadow, yo. Not the Shadow. I got one, Eve of Destruction. So a white woman robot gets loose and is hunted by a black man. Eve of Destruction. Okay. Oh, I want to do, should I do Mrs. Doubtfire? Mrs. Doubtfire, low-key want to do. I'm going to keep doing these. Matter of fact, if y'all want me to do these more days of the week, let me know. Because I might start doing Wednesday and then another day. Eve of Destruction. They pissed me off with Jason beating Freddy, though. Yeah, that shit is stupid. Jason, yo, Freddy versus Jason, I saw that in the movies. I would love to do that stupid ass movie. That movie was stupid. And there was no setup time. They just was like, yo, Freddy was just like, yo, they fronting on me, son. So I'm gonna go get this dude and I'm gonna make him kill people and they gonna think it's me. But that don't make no sense because you kill people when they sleep. Like, why would you wasn't wild like that, Freddy. You wasn't killing a bunch of people at the same time. You had to focus on one. You know what I'm saying? You was getting like one kill a night off. Like, stop it, Freddy. You wasn't wild like Jason was. I still remember when Jason was killing all them kids. That's the thing about some of these horror movies. When we make these like evil serial killer characters, like they almost like we like idolize them. Yo, they had Jason in that movie. He at a bonfire with teenagers or young people. He just killing them. And we like, yo, he getting crazy on them. I'm like, yo, dude, he's murdering young people. Like, he was going crazy too. He's like, I'm like, yo, let him do that against some trained fighters. That's what I want to see. I want to see Jason against some real fighters. Jason was getting busy in that movie at the bonfire where the kids was doing teenage stuff.
The thing about Friday the 13th is
Beep,
they throw the original movie out.
Yeah, no,
Let's throw the original movie out.
yeah.
Originally, Jason was just an urban legend.
No, but he really happened. He died, and the
He
mom
died,
was mad.
his
She
mom
was killing
mad,
people.
She was killing people.
Yeah.
She was killing all the counselors.
See, that's what I think they do. They need to remake that. I want a remake of that. I want you to do that story without Jason.
Yeah.
Then they made Jason all supernatural.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sick of these supernatural kills. I need somebody I can off. Cause it's no fun. Like I can't off Jason.
And that's the other thing about the bullshit about Jason.
They be shooting them and stabbing them and all types of stuff.
Jason takes Manhattan. That black dude squared up against Jason, yo.
And got his head knocked off,
Got his
right?
head punched off. I was like, this is racist.
It's racist. That's wild racist. Jason punched his head off. Jason punching dude's head off is crazy.
Man, he said some corny stock black guy
Alf,
shit.
so imagine you a cloth puppet from outer space is funny. Vampire in Brooklyn is a ridiculous movie. I love Eddie Murphy, but no. Maximum Overdrive, the live action Street
What,
Fighter
that was
movie.
Eddie Murphy
The
too?
live
Eddie
action
Murphy?
Street Fighter movie would just be jokes. The whole thing would just be jokes because that movie is fucking awful. I went to see that in the movies as a kid. My mother took me and I think a friend and maybe my cousin. Yo, that movie, or maybe did you let take us?
Van Damme.
That movie, that movie was so stupid. And they made a video game for it where they had Street Fighter characters like Mortal Kombat characters.
Cause Van Damme.
Whose man's is this?
Your man, they said Jean-Claude Van Damme's coke dealer was on set.
Yeah. If you want a bad 80s movie, check out Chopping Mall. Some kids get trapped in a mall with killer security robots. That does sound fun.
Night of
Have
the
you-
Comet.
Okay. Have y'all ever seen what is it? Something's Wonderland. It's a movie recently with Nick Cage, but it's like Five Nights at Freddy, but Nick Cage is working in this spot with these killer robots, but Nick Cage can't talk, he's a mute. And you know Nick Cage is crazy and ridiculous. So he like just making all these faces and stuff like that. I think he says one word the whole entire movie, but if y'all haven't seen that movie, it's something's Wonderland, but y'all gotta see it. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen this, I still want to do the Wicker Man. Street Fighter the animated movie, I'm definitely gonna do. I'm gonna do the first Mortal Kombat. It's just so many to do, yo. Brought to you by Stephen King's Cocaine Bender. Maximum. What's Maximum Overdrive about, Mike Gava? Give me a quick little synopsis. Y'all gotta start giving me synopses of these movies. Willy's Wonderland, that shit was hilarious. Face Off is fire. The Nick Cage movie was pretty good. Face Off is fire. That's when Nick Cage, John Travolta was originally the good guy. Nick Cage was the bad guy. John Travolta took Nick Cage's face, and Nick Cage took John Travolta's face. Dive is a classic. The Salton Sea. What the hell is that? You got Master of Magnetism. What's the Salton Sea? LP. Wait, what? What happened? That's a movie? Dark Man. All the machines come to life and start killing people because of some comment. It's ridiculous. I mean, most of these movies be ridiculous. What about Tyler Perry, Alice Cross? No. I'm not doing no Tyler Perry. I will do Mrs. Doubtfire, though. A former drug addict tries to get revenge on crooked cops. What about Kindergarten Cop? Would y'all watch Kindergarten Cop with y'all remember that with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the little black boy? Face Off was impressive because Nick Cage is impersonating John Travolta while he's doing the Nick Cage impression. That's funny. You heard that, Pumpkin? Michael Milan, I don't know how to say that right. Michael Mallon said Face Off was impressive because Nick Cage is impersonating John Travolta while he's doing a Nick Cage impression and vice versa. That's funny.
Amazing movie.
A Long Kiss Goodnight would be great also. Not a tumor? Arnold. Yeah. Arnold. Get to the chopper. I'm trying to think of some Arnold movies I would like to do. My man Arnold Schwarzenegger. Twins with Arnold and Danny DeVito. Oh, God. Not twins with... What's the movie where Arnold was pregnant? Yo, Pumpkin, what's the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger was pregnant? Shit. Pumpkin.
Huh?
What's the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger was pregnant? Junior. Somebody got me. Somebody already did it. Now that I would love to do. That would be funny. Now you pregnant. I just want to say, now you pregnant. Stupid ass movie. The guy is based. I want to do Jingle All the Way too. Jingle All the Way. The guy is basically a kid gets jumped in his way home, and an alien symbiote suit saves his life. and a bunch of alien kaiju human mutants are chasing after him to recover the symbiote. I remember the guy that was a TV show, Junior. Yeah. Junior would be funny, True Lies. Throw Mama from the Train. Junior was the movie where, yeah. I would do Junior, yo. I want to do Junior. That's hilarious to me. Tombstone. Bro, you doing Doc Holliday would be greatness. Okay, I keep hearing Tombstone, so I might have to watch that. LP, The Seventh Day. Why do I feel like I know that movie, but I don't remember what it's about? Give me a little synopsis. Yeah, guy was kind of like Blue Beetle. I remember Blue Beetle. Batman 1989 would be great. I might have to add that. Hold on. I still want to do Mask of the Phantasm though. Somebody said Batman Forever too. Riddle me this. Riddle me that. Goonies definitely I have to get to. Yo, when I was a kid, I couldn't like drink or eat food whenever the what's the dude that was like he was like mutated or some shit in the Goonies? He used to show up on screen and I couldn't look at him. He used to throw me off when I was a kid. I think the movie has Mark Hamill as the lead. Let me IMDb that. Goonies is classic. I like Monster Squad though. Little Monsters, I remember that crazy movie. Cause it used to be on all the time. Like back in the day when we was growing up, I don't know if y'all my age or younger or older, but when we was growing up, certain movies, they would just be on the movie channels. If you had cable, they was on movie channel. We had cable. So like, I know some people didn't, but we had cable. And so a lot of those movies was just on the television. So Little Monsters used to be on all the time. I never really cared for Little Monsters like that. I like the end of it. It's like I understand why it's a popular movie though, because it's like an interesting movie. No, I have not done Willow. Toxic Crusader. Oh God. Lionheart. What's that about Master of Magnetism? The Rock with Nick Cage and Connery, and the League of Shark. The game is on. Oh, not the Incredible. Yo, when I graduated high school, that was my present. We wanted to go see the Incredible Hulk. No, I'm bugging. Not Ed Norton. That wasn't the Ed Norton one. When I graduated high school, we went to go see the Eric Bana Incredible Hulk. Sloth, Schwarzenegger, Sci-Fi, and Clones. I'm thinking, what is that? I'm thinking Total Recall. Total Recall would be cool. I think the movie, alright. Alright, y'all, we done kicked it for a nice amount of time. I'm about to skedaddle off of here. I didn't expect to be on here for damn near 40 minutes. Remember the box, LOL Music. I just put the grip in the box, put a bit of big in the box. Evil Destruction is on Amazon Prime, y'all. 1991, y'all missing a gem here. What's Evil Destruction about? Before I leave, tell me about it. Kickboxer 2 is unintentionally hilarious. I want to do Bloodsport. Because I still remember when the dude's leg got broke. Bloodsport was crazy. Irony is a movie called The Rock, but it's Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, but not Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock was fired.
Huh?
The Rock was fired.
It was?
Yeah.
Woodbine
was in that too.
Who?
Bokeem
Woodbine was in the Rock? I gotta watch it now because Bokeem Woodbine was in it. Bokeem Woodbine with that little ass gun in that trailer. I ain't going out like no punk. Y'all might not remember that. Jean-Claude Van Damme as former French Foreign Legion turned Street Fighter. Bloodsport I want to do because I used to watch that a lot as a kid. Pumpkin. What was the movie where Tom Cruise... Oh, somebody called you. I said Pumpkin. What was the movie where Tom Cruise was an elf fighting against the giant horn Satan? Legend. It's called Legend, bro. He be knowing all the there. This is my unofficial co-host. He in the other room. You bleed like Mia Lee, Legend. Okay. All right, have a good night. Looking forward to the next movie you release. All right, I'll let y'all know when I decide if I decided on another day to go live. But I like just talking to y'all about movies because this is funny because some of this stuff I don't remember. We'll do some cartoon stuff, talk about some movies that we want to see remade, like properly, like a movie that's bad. Like think about like for next time, think about movies that's bad but have really good premises. Like you like this should be a good movie, but they didn't do it right. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And then we could talk about it. All right, peace. Thank you, Scorpius. And y'all must have been talking about virtual reality. That's a classic. Germ Jordan. We piecing out, but the video will be you could watch the whole video. It's 40 minutes. All right, peace.